Hello, fellow fragrance lovers, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I have a subscriber requested video. It's so exciting to say, which is my favorite cold weather scents. So if you want to know what perfumes I am wearing in the cold northeastern United States weather, stick around. Hopefully some of these are new to you. I like to have a really good mix of, different price points, different genres of fragrances, some niche, some celeb, some, inexpensive fragrances. So if you're into all that, definitely keep watching. These are going to be the perfect perfumes for that wintry weather that we are getting here where I live in Pennsylvania. So hope everyone had a great holiday. I had every intention of doing a video about like my favorite Christmassy type of holiday perfumes, and I just never got around to it. But some of these were actually going to be in that video if I had made it. So thank you also again for getting me to 500 subscribers. I am so excited about this because I now have a community tab and I've been really waiting for that. So it just means I can interact with you more and share more with you and get your feedback on everything. So I'm so happy about that. Anyway, I'll be quiet now about all of that. But of course, if you have not subscribed already, I would really appreciate you doing so. Like this video if you do like it. It definitely will help my channel. Share, click on the notification bell, all that good stuff, okay? So, what do I seek in a winter perfume? Well, pretty much what I always seek in perfumes, right? This is Limelight Last. For those of you not familiar with me, my channel is all about standing out, being in the spotlight, being in the limelight, making an entrance with your perfume. Most of the time, that's what I feature on my channel. Strong fragrances, attention-getting fragrances, all of that good stuff, right? So I have to say, most of the fragrances I like are good for the cold weather because I like stronger fragrances. But I wanted to make something a little, more specific, winter specific, in that I wanted fragrances that will get through all of the layers of your thick wintry clothing, but also that have a little bit of warmth to them or spice to them. And, not just like a strong perfume that you can smell across the room. That doesn't necessarily make it a good winter perfume. I wanted, to choose fragrances that are strong, but warm, have good projection. You'd be able to smell them through your bulky sweaters and all of that. So, and they remind me of things specific to winter, especially like incense. If you are in a religion that has a Christmas Eve service and you have, incense and things like that, that kind of goes with the territory as well. So you'll see that several of these fragrances do feature that incense notes. I always think of like wood and burning and fire and things like that, and also spicy stuff for the holidays. So yeah, that's what we're going to be getting into. So, okay, now I really am going to get into it. All right, the first fragrance that I'm going to be talking about is, it is my ride or die OG favorite, one of my top 3 signature fragrances. I considered it my signature fragrance for a really long time, but now there's just way too many fragrances in my collection. But that is Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille. I just think winter is the perfect time to wear a Tobacco Vanille, and it's just one of the best crafted fragrances of all time, I have to say. So top notes for Tobacco Vanille are tobacco leaf and spicy notes. Mid notes are vanilla, cacao, tonka bean, and tobacco blossom. And then the base is dried fruits and woody notes. So I'm sure you probably smelled Tobacco Vanille before. It's nothing new, especially on my channel. I do talk about it quite a bit, but it's just so good. If you like those tobacco-y, smoky fragrances, but that are also sweet, you know, it's perfect. It's perfect. So that is Tobacco Vinny from the good old Tom Ford. All right. The next one I just got a second bottle of, okay? And this one's going to be a little bit interesting, okay? So this is Allure Sensual by Chanel. Now, the crazy thing about Allure Sensual is there is only one other YouTuber that I know of that talks about this fragrance. That is my wonderful pal, Gabby from The Fragrantician. She is amazing. And she's the only other fragrance YouTuber that I know of that talks about this. I've been wearing this since it came out in 2005, and I still have a little bit left in my old bottle. But I was like, you know what? Let me get a new bottle. And, you know, just so I have a fresher one and see if it's still great and all that. So I do like it. But I have to say, it is not the same. It is not the same. They changed up this formulation for sure. It is not at all. I just sprayed the old one to confirm. They're definitely not the same. The old one was way better. That's what happens. And like, this is so light. Now mine has turned, my old bottle, the juice has definitely gotten a lot deeper. And maybe that's why it smells better. But it smelled better back then. I remember when I first got it. This one almost... The newer formulation smells a little bit more like soapy or like a little more citrusy, but I don't know. It's still great though, and I really like it for cold weather. So the notes in Allure Sensual, there are so many. Top notes are patchouli, pink pepper, peach, mandarin orange, and bergamot. Mid notes are Turkish rose, Bulgarian rose, iris, jasmine, and dried fruits. And then the base notes are patchouli, vanilla, spices, sandalwood, vetiver, labdanum, lavender, and amber. Whew. This almost leans a little bit masculine, but it is really nice. You have to like patchouli, but it has just enough warmth. I mean, don't get me wrong, like it's not gourmand at all. It does have that little bit of vanilla, but yeah, it's not very vanilla-ish, vanilla heavy, but it is beautiful. It does not get the respect it deserves. I feel like, you know, everyone always talks about Coco Mademoiselle and, you know, even number 5, and Chance, and no one talks about poor old Allure Sensual, but it's still available. I got it from the Chanel website, and I think it's great for the colder weather. So that's Allure Sensual from Chanel. Still great, even though the reformulation is definitely not what it used to be. Okay, next up. Oh my gosh. This was actually my fragrance of the day today, and that is, and then this is another one that in a way I've repurchased because, well, I'll tell you. So this is Mon Guerlain, the Eau de Parfum Intense version. Oh my God, how I love this so much. Okay, so I feel like the original Mon Guerlain, when it came out years ago, I feel like it did come out in the wintertime or fall or winter, because I feel like I got it when it came out and it was definitely winter when I got it. So regardless, I associate Mon Guerlain with the colder weather for some reason, and it is so perfect for that. So I blew through a bottle. I mean, I rarely use up a bottle of perfume, but I went through almost all of that bottle. There's just a teeny bit left of my Mon Guerlain. And when I decided, you know, it was time to repurchase, I went for the intense version because I had heard that it was really good, that it was even stronger. And, you know, when I first got it, I was a little scared because when you first spray this bad boy, like before it dries down, just the opening, it really like kind of, it gets you. It gets your nose, right? And especially you get this like very lavender heavy and like licorice heavy blast. But once it calms down a little bit, it is so just like the original Mon Guerlain. It's still cozy and vanilla and scrumptious. I freaking love this thing. Not only is Mon Guerlain and Mon Guerlain Intense, like not only are they some of my like favorite perfumes, but they're just like my favorite part of my favorite smells, like in general. And I think that's really saying something. When a perfume is actually one of your favorite smells out of everything that you smell on a regular basis, that's saying something. Let me know in the comments if you know, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, for example, my other favorite smells are like coffee brewing, you know, that never gets old. Libraries, love that. Italian food, really any kind. Homemade gravy, all that good stuff. But just Mon Guerlain is on another level. It's definitely one of my signature fragrances. Let me tell you what's in the intense version of Mon Guerlain. Top notes are lavender, mandarin orange, and bergamot. Mid notes are Tahitian vanilla, Madagascar vanilla, iris, jasmine sambac, and rose. Base notes are coumarin, patchouli, licorice, benzoin, Australian sandalwood, and white musk. It is just, it's musky, it's sweet, but there's just something so special about it. And I remember when I smelled Mon Guerlain for the first time, I was like, I need to have this because it doesn't, at the time, I would say still, there's really nothing out there that smells like it. There are a million fruity florals out there, right? I feel like that's so overdone. That lavender vanilla combination, yes, we have YSL Lieb, and you know, it's similar, but it's not, to me, it's never going to be on the same level as Mon Guerlain. You can fight me if you disagree. No, I'm just kidding. I love Lieb Intense, actually, is the one that I like more. Also appropriate for winter. I could have put this in, you know, put it in this video. What am I saying? Moving on. It's been a long day, people. Okay, so the next fragrance, oh my gosh, this is a recent love of mine, and I just can't with this perfume. Like, I mean, in a good way, I can't. It is so good. And again, I mean, I do hear people talk about it, but not as much as maybe some other ones. And that is Chloe Nomad with the Absolue de Parfum version. Chloe Nomad, there it is. Oh my God, I have fallen head over heels for this bad boy. I've worn it quite a bit lately, but I only got it recently. This is so good. So I got the original, just a little travel size of the original Nomad. I guess it was like last year. And I like, you know, I've worn it a few times and I like it. But this one, there is no comparison. If you like deep, intoxicating, just warm, earthy scents, you are going to love this. So Chloe Nomad Absolue de Parfum has top note of Marabelle, mid notes of oak moss and Divana, and base notes of sandalwood and musk. So it's actually a pretty simple scent profile, but for being so simple, I don't really know much that smells like this, and it is absolute heaven. It projects, it lasts, it is fantastic. So that is Chloe Nomad Absolue de Parfum. It is magical. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. If you like it, well, I mean, you have to like heavy hitter perfumes, but to me, it's still not too much. It's just good. So. Okay, the next one. I just sprayed a little of this on my hand. So next one, it's an OG kind of, but this is the 2009 Eau de Toilette formulation. But this is Opium from YSL. I don't think you could ever wear Opium any other time. I mean, maybe fall, but this is a winter fragrance. Absolutely. And it's super, even the EDT, I mean, it packs a punch. Now, this one, I can't wear that often because my son, who is 13, he absolutely cannot stand this. He's like, Mom, what are you wearing? Like, that's so strong. Get away from me. This is not, I don't think any of the fellas really are going to like this because they typically, not to judge, but, you know, from what I've experienced, guys usually on a girl, they want to smell something a little sweeter. And this is like straight up incensey church 80s throwback you know, yeah, it makes me think of my childhood when I was growing up and I smelled this around. It also does remind me of like that church on Christmas Eve smell, but I don't know. There's just something about it. I like it, but yeah, it's not for the faint of heart. So, all right, Opium Eau de Toilette has top notes of tangerine, lily of the valley, and bergamot. Mid notes are myrrh, carnation, and jasmine. Now, you know, myrrh is my favorite fragrance note. And base notes are amber, patchouli, and vanilla. I really don't get vanilla or any sweetness from, I mean, maybe a little tiny bit. It's not very sweet, though. It is just very smoky, incensey. Also, a little bit, it almost smells like there's definitely like a dusty book kind of element to it. Maybe that's why I like it, but I don't know. To me, I associate it with the cold and Christmas time and church and all of that stuff. So that is Opium Eau de Toilette by YSL. Okay, this next one, oh my gosh, this is such a great winter fragrance. This one, again, not a lot of people talk about it, but it is Tiger by Her Side. I have talked about it, but this is Tiger by Her Side from Saint Jardin, and the presentation on this I love. And this is just such a beautiful, warm, spicy, sophisticated, just real nice. I've used a little bit of this as well. So this has top notes of cinnamon, coriander, and bergamot, mid notes of cyan benzoin, patchouli, and Moroccan rose, and base notes are amber, incense, vanilla, and labdanum. Are you sensing a theme here? A lot of these fragrances that I've chosen do have the same notes, but it is just a really warm, you know, it's sweet enough, but it's not super sweet. I would not call it a gourmand scent, but it is definitely ambery, but also has that little bit of an old school edge to it. So to me, it's gorgeous. I really do want to try out more Saint Jardin fragrances. Let me know in the comments if you have tried any others, but that is Tiger by Her Side by Saint Jardin. Okay, next one. I've got a celeb scent for you, and it's a goodie, especially for the price point, and that is Stash by SJP, my girl Sarah Jessica Parker. This does not smell like an inexpensive celebrity scent. This is just, oh, it's good. Again, it's not for everyone. It is very unisex. You know, definitely has some masculinity in there, almost has a bit of a men's cologne vibe in the background, but it is really good. To me, it's really good, and it is perfect for winter. Again, this is one I really couldn't picture you wearing in the summer. I think SJP has amazing sense of scent. And I know she does, because I know some of the other fragrances that aren't hers that she has worn in the past, and she has very similar taste to me. She does seem to like those musky fragrances, and you know, even back when it wasn't popular to like the more unisex musky fragrances, I feel like she always has, and I love her for that. So the top notes for Stash are black pepper, sage, and grapefruit. Mid notes are atlas cedar, patchouli, pistachio, and white ginger lily. And the base notes are massoya wood, olibanum, vetiver, and musk. It's just very cologne-ish. Now, this isn't really sweet at all. It's probably the least sweet out of all of the ones I'm showing you, but I don't know. It's just musky and deep, and it's interesting. Like, it doesn't smell like everything else, and I really do like that. By the way, speaking of SJP, are any of you watching And Just Like That, the new spinoff of Sex and the City, which, by the way, is my favorite TV show of all time, and I've seen it like 500 times. Like, the whole series, I've watched it over and over and over again, to the point where I can basically say the dialogue along with it as I'm watching. So anyway, I've got some thoughts on And Just Like That. Let me know if you have some thoughts. I'm probably going to make a video about like scenting the characters, you know, like now that I know them well enough. I mean, I know the original characters, obviously, but of course, my favorite Samantha, not back. But let me know if you'd be interested in my take on like scenting the current characters, and just like that. And if you're all about that, and maybe I would share some of my thoughts as I'm talking about perfumes that relate to the characters. I don't know. Let me know what you think, but I'm thinking of doing that. So, anywho, so that was Stash by Sarah Jessica Parker. All right. Next one I have, I don't know if I told you, but well, I'll put it in the title, but yeah, there's going to be 10 of these fragrances. Okay, next one, I think I featured this in my spicy fragrance video, and this one is what I wore on Christmas this year, because to me, this is like a Christmas potpourri bomb. You know, it just smells like that. You could love that or hate it, but this is Jo Malone Pomegranate Noir. I really like this, and actually, I found out about it through a male hairdresser who I know, and he said, "Oh, you know, whenever he wears it, everyone tells him he smells like Christmas." So I investigated, and sure enough, yeah, it smells basically just like Christmas. So Pomegranate Noir has top notes of pomegranate, obviously, rhubarb, plum, raspberry, and strangely watermelon, but you can smell it in there. Mid notes are clove, pink pepper, gaiac wood, olibanum, apoponyx, rose, jasmine, lily of the valley, and base notes are Virginia cedar, patchouli, musk, and amber. So you definitely get those, you know, it almost smells like if you go to a craft store, you know, around Christmas time. And I know that sounds weird, and they have like the Christmas potpourri. It basically smells like that. Now, you might hate that, and there are some people in the Fragrantica reviews that do hate that aspect of it. But if you like just the straight up Christmassy traditional smell, you know, that like pomegranate-y, is that a word? I'm an English teacher. I should know if it's a pomegranate-y smell. You know what I'm saying? With the cloves and all of that and the wood. It's just, I thought it was a perfect Christmas scent, and everybody thought I smelled good. So that is Jo Malone Pomegranate Noir. All right, the next one is a newly discovered love. And this, of course, I did a dedicated video to it. And strangely, this is a perfume from a hotel, the Maker Hotel in Hudson, New York. And this is their Fire perfume. I am so in love. As I said in that video, I am so in love with this. Oh my gosh. Like, it is so good. And it's so perfect for winter. Very simple. It's juniper berry, tobacco accord, and Tahitian vanilla. But I detect like an oud note in this. It is just the right amount of sweet and woody and smoky, like the tobacco. Oh my gosh, it is magical. It doesn't smell, it's not on par with like City on Fire from Imaginary Authors. Like, it doesn't smell like straight up like burning or anything, but you definitely get the nuance of fire in it. But it is so addictive. It lasts forever. It just smells amazing. So that is the Maker Fire. And by the way, they were kind enough, based on my last review, to send me this great little sample set of all of their fragrances. So I'm definitely going to be reviewing them soon. So keep an eye out for that one. All right, the last fragrance in my Perfumes for Winter video is Goop Edition 3. I've used quite a bit of this as well. Goop Edition 3. And yes, Goop is Gwyneth Paltrow's company. Oh, I love this one. So this, to me, just smells like Christmas trees. Like, it basically smells like a Christmas tree to me. Now, this has, again, juniper, black pepper, cardamom, cedar, and frankincense. You definitely get, and it is called Incense. It's Edition 3 Incense. You get the incense very prominently, but I guess it's the juniper. It just smells like, this is another one. It's so Christmassy. In fact, I did feature this in my it was one of my first videos. I did perfumes for all the different holidays like throughout the year, and this was one of the ones I did for Christmas. It smells really Christmassy and tree-ish, and I don't know, I just really like it. So yeah, it's simple, and Gwyneth, she's all into the clean beauty and all of that and good ingredients, and I'm all about that as well. So that is Goop Edition 3, Incense. And there you have it, everyone. Those are my top 10 fragrances for cold weather, those chilly winter months. Let me know in the comments your favorite winter perfumes. I would love to hear about it. And again, if you haven't subscribed, I would really, really, really appreciate it. Of course, I'm going for that next milestone, the 1,000 subscriber milestone. I would be a very happy lady if that happens. So hope you all are having a beautiful new year so far, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.